First hole here on this fine old Scottish links has a very generous fairway width, and at 386 yards, a nice par 4. A driver off the tee starting down the left centre of the fairway should find its way into a good position from where you can attack the pin. A short iron should be suitable for that purpose, but anything short will roll away to the right, leaving a very awkward chip. The green has quite a slope, so care will be needed when putting. The second hole at Royal Glen is far from easy. A long par 3 of 224 yards, and it really does demand a well-hit tee shot in order to reach the green. With 3 bunkers to be missed, one left, one right, and one behind the green, accuracy is very important. A par 3 will be well earned. The third hole, a par 5, 525 yards, and a good opportunity to make a birdie. It snakes downhill, nipping between 2 bunkers and then up onto the green, which is also protected by a couple of bunkers. The tee shot needs to miss the pine trees on the left. It should go down the hill where it will find a good position if it manages to avoid a well-placed bunker on the right-hand side of the fairway. From this position, a wood should just about reach the green, but with bunkers at the front and at the back, any misjudgment can be costly. The fourth at Royal Glen is a par 4, 376 yards. A good drive is essential to carry over a stream which meanders its way across the fairway and cuts back to become a hazard at the right-hand side of the green. There's also a fairway bunker which collects anything hit too far left. You'll need a medium iron for your second shot, but you must avoid the 2 greenside traps. This is not a long hole, but you know it's probably the most difficult par 4 on the front 9. The fifth is a tricky par 4 measuring just 367 yards, but it's a vertical right-angled dogleg, and the hole is fraught with danger. Trouble comes in the form of 3 well-placed bunkers and also a little gaggle of trees on the right-hand corner of the dogleg, making it impossible to shorten the hole. A drive to the right-hand side of the fairway leaves the best approach into the green. However, any second shot that goes left is in deep trouble, so a good straight second shot is required. 2 more bunkers cover the corner before the green, which stands on a plateau overlooking the stream. The sixth at Royal Glen is a par 3 of 222 yards. This is a very challenging hole, the main obstacle being a lake that is created by the natural widening of the stream, which is the dominant feature on this hole. The tee shot requires a long iron or fairway wood and needs to be well struck if it's to reach the green, which is on a slight plateau. Any ball pitching short will roll down the slope and find a watery grave. 2 shallow bunkers at the back of the green, so anything long leaves a horrid second shot back from sand over the lake. The green, though, is very receptive and flat, so no great problem there. Find the green, and a par 3 should be relatively easy. The seventh is a par 4 of 412 yards, and the stream runs all the way down the right-hand side of the hole. However, there's plenty of room on this generous fairway way to the left. Just right of centre is the best place to approach the green from. A good drive should leave you 120, 150 yards or so from the green, so a birdie is possible. This green is quick, one of the fastest on the course, so watch out where you place your second shot. The eighth is an exciting par 4 of 407 yards. The fairway slopes right to left and is divided by a natural ridge, giving it a 2-tier effect, so the ball always runs with the slope. The smart play here is to hit the tee shot with a little fade if you can, to hold the ball onto the slope and therefore make it finish on the left half of the fairway, avoiding that well-placed fairway bunker. From the fairway, a medium iron should be enough to reach the green. which is two-tiered with two bunkers protecting it. So again, club selection for the second is very important. Anything hit onto the lower level of the green leaves a very awkward first putt. This hole is a short dogleg, par 4, 318 yards, and it gives the players two options. The first and most sensible one is to drive between the two fairway bunkers up to the corner of the dogleg, and then play the second shot, which is usually no more than a short iron. However, another option is much more exciting. You can choose to take on the dogleg. How we all love hitting the ball as hard as we can. Try and get it over the small bank and the hill. Beware the gorse bushes and the trees which are over there. If done successfully, this will leave you a very short little pitch, and a birdie is very possible. But if the tee shot is not hit perfectly on this line, there's bunkers and gorse and trees and all sorts of gobbledygooks waiting for you there. The green is quite flat with a good surface to putt on. The 10th is a very good par 399 yards. Elevated tee, which is very exposed. The wind usually comes in from left to right, so a long iron is required here to keep the ball down, and finding the green is not easy. The green itself is set in a bit of a basin surrounded by three large bunkers and backed by heavy woodland. It's quite undulating, so once you're on the green, there's still a lot of work to do before you get your par. From this tee, this 509-yard par 5 turns left, so a tee shot with a bit of draw should be favoured, whilst trying to avoid the two bunkers placed on the right and left of the fairway. The second shot is fairly blind, up over the rise, with another two bunkers rather craftily placed ahead and up on the right. However, if you do get a good drive away, there's just one bunker up by the green, which is reachable in two with a fairway wood, or for the long hitters, a big iron. As with most greens here at Royal Glen, the borrows on this green are very tricky to read. A 363-yard par 4 is the 12th, another dogleg hole, and probably the best-looking hole on the course. Tall Scotch pines and flowering gorse lining both sides of the fairway, and it really is an absolute picture. However, playing the hole is a different matter altogether. Two bunkers attract your attention from the tee, and a further couple are weight up by the green. Attempting to drive up close to the green could certainly mean a sandy grave. The best policy is one of sensible safety. A long iron or a fairway wood from the tee. Try to position the ball between the fairway bunkers, leaving a medium iron shot to the green. If the ball happens to go left and wide, then getting the ball up and down in two is almost impossible. The 13th, 382 yards, a par 4, and this hole presents a great birdie opportunity, provided the fairway bunkers, placed left and right at about 240, 50, 60 yards from the tee, can be avoided. A shot of no more than 100 yards is left to a green that is one of the fastest on the course. A third well-placed bunker backs the green, which sits in the middle of a small copse. This hole is a very long par 3 of 241 yards and sits in a bit of a depression where the valley opens out. Two large bunkers in the front of the green and one of those small, horrid pot bunkers at the rear. The green is the largest on the course, but with the stream almost encircling the green, the target can appear much smaller than it actually is. Also, with the depth of the green, club selection can vary from a 3-wood to a 3-iron. The 15th is a par 4 of 414 yards and is a slight dogleg left to right. The hole sits on a wide plateau, and that stream's there again, loosely marking the boundary to the right. To the left is a sloping, wooded area. The centre of the fairway is marked by two bunkers. A driver from the tee can put you into an ideal position left centre of the fairway, and that creates a good angle from where to approach the green. The two fairway bunkers can cause problems from the tee if the ball is hooked or sliced. The second shot is normally between 160, 170 odd yards, so a 6-iron will be needed to reach the green, which is guarded by another 3 bunkers. The 16th, a par 4 of 421 yards, and it's not too difficult if you can find the fairway from the tee. The hole climbs gently out of the valley between 2 thick stands of trees. This hole narrows twice before you reach the wide green. A nasty pot bunker lurks on the left-hand side of the fairway, and those tall Scotch pines line the right, so a good, straight, well-hit tee shot is essential. After the tee shot, the rest of the hole, well, it begins to look quite benign. Only a medium iron needed to cover the rest of the distance to this clover leaf-shaped green. The 17th is the shortest hole on the course, 154 yards, a par 3. At first glance, it appears a simple little hole, nothing to it. However, the tee is elevated and exposed to the wind, so club selection is all important. The green too slopes awkwardly from front to back and from left to right, and gives the appearance of an upturned saucer. As a consequence, many tee shots roll off this green into one of the 3 greenside bunkers. On most occasions, a medium iron is sufficient to find the green. Birdies can be made here, but bogeys are also very common. The final hole on this wonderful course is a gentle par 5 of 511 yards that offers great rewards if brave shots are attempted from the raised tee which surveys the rest of the hole. It's a dogleg with 3 fairway and 3 greenside bunkers. The tee shot, though, is all important. The best line is to ignore the fairway, which is to the right, and drive over that little bank straight towards the green. This way you will avoid 2 fairway bunkers, leaving a long iron or little wood to the green, which is large and doesn't undulate too much. So a birdie or even an eagle is a realistic possibility. The first hole here at River Valley is a par 4, 455 yards, a tough starting hole which doglegs from left to right round a wooded hillside, and you need a driver to find good position just left of the centre of the fairway. Any shot that's hit short and to the right off the tee will leave an almost impossible second shot. The green gently undulates, but it's well guarded by 2 large bunkers, so you need a well-struck iron to get onto the centre of the green. Any shot hit through the green can find trouble in the shape of a stream and some very large bushes. The second hole at River Valley is a straightaway par 4 of 437 yards, although it does have 2 well-placed bunkers to the right and left, and some trees also lurking there to catch the unsuspecting golfer. The fairway slopes left to right, so a layup shot with a fairway wood staying short of the 2 bunkers is recommended. There are also a couple of bunkers up by the green left and right, which await a wayward second. The third hole here at River Valley is 514 yards and a par 5, which offers a great chance for a birdie. It's a deceptive hole with a single bunker to the left of the fairway seemingly being its only defence. But look out, its rolling, sloping, tree-lined fairway is not easy to hit, and sometimes you're faced with a difficult lie. The green is reachable in 2, but the tee shot needs to find the right half of the fairway to get the perfect angle into the green. The green sits on a slope and is protected by 2 bunkers on either side of the fairway. The fourth at River Valley, a very difficult and challenging par 3 of almost 200 yards. The fairway is divided from the green by nearly 100 yards of water. The estuary offers a strong psychological test for the players, but can easily be cleared when approached with confidence. Any shot hit short and to the right will find a watery grave. Anything long could find one of the greenside bunkers, which could leave a difficult shot back over the water. The length of this hole calls for a really good solid hit, with a long iron to find the green. The green itself lies in a bit of a bowl cut into the hillside and is surrounded by 4 bunkers. The 5th at the valley course is the first of the coastal holes and measures 434 yards and is a par 4. The tee shot is one of the most difficult on the course. You must have a straight drive to avoid the beach and the sea to the left-hand side of the fairway. Once on the fairway, a long iron or wood is needed to reach the green. 2 bunkers guard the approaches to the green, with the occasional strong wind from the sea forming another tricky hazard. The 6th hole at River Valley is a long par 4 which doglegs to the left part-way down its 431 yards, and is another hole which needs a good positional shot from the tee. 2 deep fairway bunkers and a wooded area on the right-hand side of the fairway. The left side of the fairway should be the spot you need to aim at. Although the wind is normally behind you on this hole, it's almost impossible to reach the 2 bunkers from the tee. When the wind is behind, the approach shot to the green is made a little easier, but 4 bunkers await, catching anything hit left or right. The undulating green sitting above the fairway also makes it difficult to get the ball close to the flag. The 7th here on the valley course is a great par 3 of 198 yards, and the last of the coastal holes, virtually surrounded by the beach. It's important to hit the target, and this is made very much more difficult by the fact that the green slopes sharply downhill from front to back. The 8th hole is a short par 4, 323 yards. At first glance, it gives the impression that a birdie is comparatively easy. However, 5 natural bunkers to the right of the fairway, formed from sand dunes, await the unsuspecting golfer, and any ball landing there will cause you major problems. A tee shot with a fairway wood aimed slightly right and centre of the fairway should leave a comparatively easy short pitch. This is a hole where a birdie or a bogey are quite possible. The green is situated again on a plateau, backed by a steep wooded bank, and any shot coming up short will find its way downhill into the greenside bunkers, making it very difficult to get up and down in 2 for your par. This gentle 506-yard par 5 requires a good, straight drive. Bunkers guard the left and right-hand side of this tree-lined fairway, and a prevailing left-to-right wind makes the first shot not as easy as you might think. If you get a good tee shot away, you can reach the green comfortably in 2, so a birdie awaits. The 10th is a good, strong par 4 of 441 yards. The hole gently climbs from the stream in front of the tee to a ridge that hides a circle of bunkers halfway down the fairway. This is a very tight tee shot. The left-hand traps are hidden by trees. A straight drive will leave a long iron or fairway wood to the green that's protected by 3 bunkers. This par 4 dogleg 11th hole at River Valley is 454 yards and offers a great challenge. It's a flat fairway, but it's separated from the green by a stream with a large bunker sitting to the right and at the very end of its length. The tee shot, if possible, needs to be played with a touch of draw to be in the ideal position, right centre of the fairway. From there, a long iron is required to carry over the stream, which fronts the front of the green. 3 bunkers await for any shot that's hit offline. The green itself is circled by 3 large bunkers and backed by woodland and has a lot of slope. To get down in 2 when you go over the green is not a very easy task. The 12th is the shortest of the par 3s, being only 156 yards. Although well guarded by water and bunkers, the green should prove a comfortable target. The player will need a 5 or a 6 iron. The green is guarded by 3 large bunkers and a stream that divides it from the fairway, combined with little humps and bumps and hollows to make the positioning of the tee shot very important. The 13th is a nice par 4, 354 yards, not too long as you can see, and a good chance for a birdie. 2 fairway bunkers can easily be avoided by using an iron from the tee just to lay up and leaving yourself a short, medium iron to the green, avoiding the half-moon shaped bunker directly in front of it. The 14th, at 562 yards, is a genuine par 5. There are bunkers evenly spaced down the whole length of the fairway and can catch the tee shot, the second shot, or even approach to the green. Care is needed all the way down this long hole. The tee shot ideally needs to be played with a little bit of fade in order to miss the first of the fairway bunkers. Once on the fairway, a well-struck wood favouring the right half of the fairway should be played. A medium to short iron should be used to approach the green, which has a narrow entrance. 2 deep bunkers guard the front, but the green itself is quite flat and receptive to all approaches that happen to be well struck. The 15th hole, again by the coast, a tough par 4, 456 yards. A long, good, well-hit straight drive is essential, and care must be taken to avoid the trees, and there are 4 sunken bunkers either side of the fairway. A long iron is needed for the second shot to find this raised green, which again is well guarded by several bunkers, including a large one on the right-hand side. However, anything hit too strongly may find the stream which runs behind the green. The 16th at River Valley is a par 3, and it's as long as you can get, 248 yards through an avenue of trees, bunkers everywhere, and this really is a monster par 3. Has a large green, which makes the target look easier than perhaps it is, but a bunker covers the front edge and is backed by woodland. The green has very severe slopes, which makes putting very difficult indeed. Altogether, a very, very tough hole. I'd call it a 3.5. The 17th hole is a par 4, 395 yards, and one that offers a good chance for a birdie if you can get a good tee shot away. The tee shot should be placed down the left-hand side, well away from the lake. To actually reach the water calls for a very bad shot indeed. The green is positioned between 2 large bunkers, but should be relatively easy to find for a competent player. Now the final hole, the 18th, 547 yards of par 5. Not only is it lined with trees all the way along the fairway, but it follows a zigzag path up a steep hillside to the raised green. The tee shot is probably the hardest shot you'll have on this hole, but finding the fairway is imperative as bunkers lurk left and right. The second shot is one of position, with maybe a long iron or a 3 or 4 wood, as reaching the green in 2 is impossible. The right half of the fairway is a good place to play the third shot from, using a short iron, and it should be no real bother. If you get a par on this finishing hole, you've done very well. A good third shot, 2 nice putts, a par 5, very commendable on this very difficult closing hole.